Hello and welcome to the Wilcom Embroidery Studio 2025 Introductory Series. Today we're going to talk about how to open, import, and export design files. Inside the Wilcom Embroidery Studio software, we have a workspace that we begin with. And in order for me now to go in and open up, and I'm going to show you how to open up two file types, one being the Wilcom EMB file, which is Wilcom's proprietary file extension that we use in order to maximize our editing quality as far as going in and increasing and decreasing the size of the design. In order to open up a design file, you're going to navigate to the file drop menu and we're going to click on Open Design with a blank page in order for us to open up a Wilcom EMB file, which is our proprietary file extension that we use for maximum modification and editing. We're going to navigate up top to our file drop menu and we're going to choose Open Design. We'll go in to the location where our design is being saved and we're going to navigate and we're going to just click on our file and we could choose Open at this point. That will open up the design on our workspace page. Another way that you can also import or open up a design inside the Wilcom workspace is, let's say that we have a DST file that we want to open up, and the DST file is the machine stitch data file. First, I'm going to go in, I'll choose Open Design. At this point now, I want to be able to go in and select a different type of design. And as I navigate here to the lower right corner of my page here, and I'm going to choose All Files. Here I'm able now to go in, select a DST file. Initially, when you first do this, in order to be able to open up the file where you can edit the file, what you want to do is you want to go in, you're going to click on the DST file first. Once you select the DST file, you're going to navigate down to your Options tab. In this Options tab, originally, when you go in and install your software, this object's outlines here will be unchecked. What you'll need to do is to put a check here inside this box because you do want to be able to see those objects as outlines in the Wilcom software. Once choosing OK, and now we can navigate down and we can choose Open. And here's our DST file. To verify that this is an actual DST file, you can also navigate here to your Design Information tab. Once I left click this, it's going to open up our design information. Under Design, when you scroll down, when you see your EMB grade, this EMB grade should be a grade C. The EMB grade C contains objects recognized from a machine file. You may have limitations in resizing the design 15-20%. Next, let's talk about importing a design into an existing design. If you have a file that you have open inside your software and you want to also import a design into your existing design file, there's a way to do that as well inside the software. If you navigate up top here to your file drop menu, you have the option to scroll down and you can import embroidery. Once I select the import embroidery, I have an option that I can go in and I can choose to select different file types here that I have available. If I want to bring in a file into this existing file here, I would just go in and I would just click it here, select the design file here, and then choose Open. When I choose Open this time, the design file actually places itself at the end of the stitching sequence. And here with this, I have my additional design inside my original design file here. And any settings that are inside this particular design file will be also accepted in this particular file here. This is the import, and you can import a EMB file as well as a DST file inside the Wilcom Embroidery Studio software. When it comes to exporting the design file out, we can also go in and export the design file out also. In this method, you'll just navigate here to your file drop menu. You'll scroll down to export machine file. Once you select this and you get your pop-up window here, at this particular point here, I can go in and I can choose where to save the file. If I have a USB drive or something like that, I can save it there. And you also have the ability on the bottom of your page here, you can save as a given type of machine stitch data file. If I navigate over and click on my down arrow here, this gives me a list of machine files here that I can save out to with the file extensions here. Any file extensions that you don't see here from this list, you will not be able to export out to that particular machine format. The DST file is a kind of a general machine file that most embroidery machines can read. Click export, choose your file type, DST, and export. If the file is already in there, it's going to ask you, do you want to replace it? And I'm just going to say yes. Once you export the design file out, there's something else that you could go in and do as well. Right now, in order for me to export this design out to a machine format, I will go to my file location. I will choose export machine file. What I want to do here also in this window is I want to go in and I want to I want to uncheck the graphic file that's associated with this file also, because it brings up a .dgt file. So if I click on my options tab here, just make sure that you uncheck the save file icon here, and it will not save that extra graphic DGT file. And once you've done that, just export your file. If it's already been done, it's going to ask you to override it, and you just say yes. That is going to do it for this session. Thank you for joining me. Hope to see you next time. Please follow us on social media. Instagram at Welcome America, YouTube, X, Facebook, TikTok, and Pinterest.